Hey guys, I just wanted to say there are a lot of people that are hating on this stock market rally right now, and I totally understand why. Obviously, the beginner traders who sold out of fear now having to watch stocks come back to where they were even higher, right? That's a tough pill to swallow. And I just want to say I've been there before in the past too, guys, going through that. It's part of the learning experience. It stinks, but we do go through that at some point, okay? And so you just realize that stocks climb a wall of worry with time. That is what I've learned over my 15 plus years, of investing and through my dad, what he went through with the Great Recession and we know the Great Depression, all these huge, issues in the economy and with the stock market, we have eventually climbed back. Now we know some took a decade to come back, but they do come back with time. And right now is another one of those cases, guys, that there's a lot of uncertainty. There's fear, right? We know with tariffs, with now the judicial system, right? With the courts and the White House going back and forth on, are these tariffs lawful or not? And also, with the US dollar, people worried about that. With the bond market, also with, recession and other countries not trusting, the US anymore. There's so many things, guys. Remember, I know it's hard when we're going through it to look past all that, but that's where you have to be buying, guys, if you're a long-term investor, and that's the great thing when you are a long-term investor, you can get excited for those dips because you're holding, and eventually, history has shown stocks climb a wall of worry and eventually get back to all-time highs. And so you can get excited for those dips to dollar cost average more. Again, that's the key. You have to have cash available to do that. So that's why, if you don't have a long-term investment account and a short-term trading account like I do, I try to tell people that's the best method, but I understand not everyone can do that, okay? But that's where I say if you need to raise some capital after this really nice rally we've had, especially if you need that money to live on, we've talked about that, definitely sell some, right, to use that money to live on. But it's also okay to trim some stuff to raise some capital. For example, if you want to buy other stocks in the Millionaire Maker portfolio, right, that are beaten up more, nothing wrong with that, okay? But ideally, with the long-term investment account, we don't sell anything. You just buy the big dips along the way, dollar cost average. So you get excited when stocks go down, and then when stocks go up, you're happy because you're reaping the rewards from when you bought lower. So that's why it's great and more stress-free being a long-term investor versus being a short-term trader, right? You're gonna feel the emotions when you're trying to time it, right? And it doesn't go up when you expect, right? And that's why it's difficult, guys. You can really nail everything with the technicals, the fundamentals, and the macro, but then some news comes out, right, and it sends your stock down. You end up taking a loss, or you get out, right, of a stock, and then it rips back higher, right? It's very frustrating. It takes an emotional toll, guys. Again, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've learned how to handle it, okay? But that's why I compartmentalize with the long-term investment account and the short-term trading account. And remember how I do it. I buy in each account. So I have my long-term investment, my Millionaire Maker portfolio. And then I also play those Millionaire Maker stocks in my short-term trading account, especially the ones that have fresh positive news. Like I've told you, taught you guys to wait for that, ideally, to have a catalyst behind, so that you have confidence the stock can go higher. But so I'll also play these Millionaire Maker stocks in my short-term trading account when there's fresh positive news. And then I can sell the rip, right? Sell some, raise my stop limit, or even just get out of the way completely and not feel bad about the stock going higher. Because why? Because I have it in my long-term investment account as well. So that's how I look at it. That's how I'm able to do both in a, without losing my mind, so to speak, okay? But anyways, I just wanted to point that out, guys. Remember, when there's fear, when there's people hating on the market, when there's people short selling, remember, hedge funds are net short right now, and they eventually will have to cover their positions, which means stocks will come back. And we don't know how long it will take, but one day they will. Just remember that, guys. So you don't have to sweat it. When in doubt, zoom out. What's happened with the stock market? And I know some people will say it's different this time. It's not, okay? Stocks will eventually. Because remember, the stock market and the economy, they're not exactly the same, guys, okay? It's more psychological and sentiment, right? When we have hurdles, it's fear at first, but eventually we overcome those hurdles, and then stocks can go higher, even though you're like, how is it higher than it was before? That's it. That's what I'm saying. It's different than the economy. So don't always associate those two exactly the same. Just remember, it's psychology. It's about sentiment, all right? And obviously the CTAs that follow the trends as well, as you know, and the short squeezes, right? That's what causes stocks go up. And remember, the best of the best stocks, the mega cap companies, a lot of them are buying back their own stock, reducing shares outstanding, which helps their bottom line, helps their stock price. And remember, they have big weightings in the indexes, so these stocks can continue to keep the indexes going up. So don't forget that, guys. So long term, you guys know we have the Millionaire Maker portfolio. It's crushing it right now. Never second guess. Just keep buying the dips. Like I said, if you have a paycheck coming in where you can keep adding. And of course, that's one of the benefits of the perks of being a member is I alert you when I believe there's good dip buying opportunities in the Millionaire Maker portfolio. And then, as you know, I'm here to help out you short-term traders as well, make money off of fresh positive news and let you know about the charts, right? Anything you want to see, guys, obviously just drop me a comment. I'll get back to you. And if you're a member, you're going to have everything tailored to what you want to see, guys. Okay. And it's going to make a world of difference. Trust me. So make sure to become a member if you haven't yet. I'll put the link in the description, the comment section. Okay. And you guys have a wonderful night. And I'm here to help, Coach Brett here.